Hello, it's week 52. We are December 31st and this is my last vlog of this year. So far for the hunting my dream part, didn't work out all that well. Did manage a couple things which I am proud of, but overall just again bit much more than I could eat. And it's not gonna get better, so I should probably lower my expectations, which sucks, but you know, you have to admit the fact that life is always gonna go off wire, and that's the plan, and that most of you gonna try is gonna fail, and that somehow it's okay. I don't know, I'm not very good at this. I had a pretty tough week, so that was not fun. I did do my bullet journal, so I have January planned. I'm going to have to buy another one of those because I only have 4 double pages left and that's not enough for a month. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but we'll see. So this week, Saturday is the day that I squeezed out because I was already waking up after midnight, so at some point that's the day that I give up. On Sunday, so first day of the week, I did some gingerbread with buttercream, chocolate buttercream, and some laundry. On Monday I finished the decoration of the cake. I went grocery shopping and I'm going to have to do it again on Monday. I don't want to go, but I can do it. And so it's a funny story actually. You know the headphones that I spent months procrastinating painting on? Anyway, this sentence doesn't make a lot of sense, it's pretty late and I'm pretty tired. Anyway, it took me a month to paint them and I painted them like last month. So I love them, and then I thought they were broken because you know, they were doing the thing where if I move the sound stops and shifts. Anyway, I thought maybe it was the wire. I changed the wire, the problem was still there. So I thought maybe it's a wire inside the headphones that had a problem, so I opened it up and fixed that. The problem was still there. So considering that I had to go get groceries, I was like, that is not going to happen without having my headphone functioning on, or else I'm just going to go crazy. And I was right. So I stopped on my way there to the mall because that's where Emma is. It was where I take my headphone from. And so I went there. I bought a brand new one, so I spent 20 bucks on it. I came back to my car, I tried them on with the same wire and the headphones were still not working. So I went back in and I said, there's a problem, those headphones don't work. So when I went into the shop, it was working because I think it was because the wire was the problem, but that means that the wire that I thought was brand new was not actually brand new. Anyway, that means that I stopped there to buy a 20 bucks headphone for nothing because ever since I fixed it with the new wire, so it was just a problem wire, it's okay, and now I have my headphones that are functioning and I have the new pair for after that. And then I got an accident. which could have been avoided if I didn't stop at the mall to buy headphones that I didn't really need. So there's that. That was pretty upsetting. Like, to exit the parking of the mall, you have the option to go down a back road that nobody takes because we never know where that leads us. And apparently those people didn't know that. And once they were in it, they backtracked. But I was parked right there, so since I didn't expect them to backtrack because I saw them pass and I was expecting them to be passed, I backtracked and I hit them. And it's breaking my streak of 3 years without accidents, so it really sucks. But that's life, and I was like, okay, so I'm not gonna renegotiate my insurance policy this year. I guess I'm gonna pay more instead of less. Great! And then they were nice and they say, if you give me $250 to fix the door ourselves, we're not gonna ask for insurance to do it. So even if I didn't want to spend and give $250 to someone right at the moment, in the long run it's better for me because the insurance is a fucking scam, and in the long run they will have made me pay way more than the $250 that the door actually costs. So thank them for that. I wish they were not assholes on the road. It's like half my fault, half theirs. But if we have been through the insurance, it would have been all mine. Because that's all the law is working. So even if it sucks, it's not really my fault and it's really unfair. I paid them $250 and called it a day, and it still sucked. And still $250 that I didn't plan on spending. So that's great. So yeah, that was Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Honestly, I did nothing. I was like hyper depressed, tired. I just spent a lot of time in my bed reading, and even reading became impossible thanks to depression. So that was a big sucky moment. I basically did nothing for 2 days, and yeah, I kind of stopped reading at some point because what I was reading just wasn't interesting and I wasn't finding anything else interesting. So I think I'm gonna stop on fanfiction for a little while and reread my adolescence books because I know I like them. And I've been meaning to reread some of them because of the fanfics that I've been writing. Some of them are inspired by those books, so I've been itching to reread them, so I'm gonna do that instead. On Thursday, I started crocheting again. I have commissions for 2 curse dolls, so Richard, the one with the big dick, apparently everyone thinks it's the best of the 3, like me, and 2 people asked me to redo them, so one in green, one in blue, and in bigger size. So I started on the blue and I started on the green. And I'm gonna alternate body parts of each because the green is really not comfortable to thin, and if I have to do it all in one streak, I'll never do it. So I'm alternating with the blue, which is more comfortable. So it's, you know, an encouragement to continue. I also removed all of my Christmas decoration, and that was a journey because I had to basically redo everything, all the way I'm storing all of those decorations because I'm running out of room to store them, and I wanted something that is more stable and more long term than just cramming a bunch of bags together and closing the door hoping that it won't open again. So I needed something better, and so that did. I also did the dishes. Oh yeah, one of the reasons why I didn't do anything for the 2 days, at some point I looked up in my kitchen and I saw the 2 pumpkins that my neighbor bought me covered in flies and fly maggots. It was disgusting. I was like, why me? Why, Destiny? Are you hating me like that? Like, the one that I picked up and washed myself was fine. It was the store-bought ones that sucked. So anyway, on Thursday, so I washed them and I managed to salvage them, which was great. But that means that I just couldn't really afford to keep them there for a longer time. So yesterday I spent all day cooking and jarring and sterilizing the pumpkin puree for the 2nd time this year, and it really sucks. I managed to do everything in one day because I didn't want to risk having something grow overnight in the jars before I sterilized them. So I did that all at once and I was super tired. But I have 10 jars of pumpkin puree and they are currently standing on the tiles, on my floor tiles, because I am not putting them in my cabinet for them to leak again. So in case it didn't work, I don't know why, maybe it didn't. In case it didn't work, it's somewhere where it won't contaminate anything. If it leaks, I will know immediately and there won't be any damage, so that's something. I really hope it works because I don't want to do this. I also spent quite a lot of time crocheting yesterday because in between the process of the pumpkin puree, frankly, I had to get busy. I also did some, chores for cleaning, and I made another attempt at using my spin wheels, which did not work out. So the 2 options that I thought would make it work didn't work. So I really am running out of ideas on what to do. It sucks, but I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, I don't know how to fix it, I don't know what to do. So that sucked. And today was busy again. I spent quite some time sketching and planning for my bullet journal, then filming it was pretty quick after that. Like all of that, I had to plan everything, every one of those little pictures, what to pick, what quote to use, what size to print them, cut them, glue them. But when I went to the point where I just had to make the boxes and glue the pictures, it was pretty fast. I'm gonna lie. It's more sketching and planning than really doing the bullet journal. So that took me like an hour and a half maybe to film, so that was nice. I did the dishes and some housekeeping. I wanted to clean my apartment, but I'm tired. So tomorrow, because Monday I have someone coming to visit the apartment, so I want it to be cleaned. And the last thing I want to do today, I don't know if it's gonna happen because I'm already pretty tired, is that my neighbor is playing tonight for the New Year's Eve. She's playing between 8 p.m. and midnight, and it's currently 10 p.m. and I promised that I wanted to go and visit her and see her play because I never saw her play before. And I don't know, maybe seeing someone on New Year's Eve is probably a good idea. we'll see. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time there because she's playing accordion and I hate it. I never told her that because I'm not rude, but she has a lot of passion in it, so good for her. I hate it, so yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna try to do tonight. Next week I want to do the pecan pie, and I have some administrative stuff to do. Oh, about the advent. I wanted to do the catch-up for the fix that I didn't write. I did not. To be frank, after the 25th, the deadline in my head disappeared, so I was not finding any motivation to do it anymore. Like, even if I wanted, in theory, to do it before the 31st, so today, it just did not happen. I was burned out. My brain is pretty fried, to be honest. And I'm struggling even to daydream at night. You know, the daydream I made to go to sleep. I still can't do that. My brain is really fried, and that's why reading is complicated right now. So writing is gonna wait a couple more weeks before I actually try to write something else. I will try, and I will try to finish it, but I did a lot, and that's a lot, and I have to consider that even if I did not do the 25th fix and on time, I still did pretty well. And I explored a lot of ships that I've been itching to explore for a long time, and I had success. All of them had a lot of success, so I'm great. I'm grateful, but there's this voice nagging in the back of my head that says, "You failed! You idiot! You loser! You failed! Because you didn't manage to do the 25 fix." And that voice is right, but I have to lower my expectations and deal with what I have. I should have accounted for bad days. I don't know how I would have done that, but I am going to have to figure it out because next year I'm going to have a shitload of bad days, and I have to be more apologetic to myself and kind to myself and say, "You're having a bad day, you're not doing anything, it's okay. If you're not reaching every goal you set up for this month, it's okay, because you have to lower your expectations and you have to accept that you can't do everything that you set your mind to." Which sucks, but it's life, and I'm gonna get better at that eventually. So that's why next year will be called Spooning My Way Through 2023. So yay! I have a few things that I really want to do. It's gonna start tomorrow. I want to start a Spoonie journal. So it's gonna be a book that I write one day at a time, in the idea of a journal, to be honest. So the idea of the Spoonie journal will be to explain everything exactly like I'm trying to explain them in the journal, in the blogs. The idea is, to say, that's what I did with my spoons today. I only had 3, so it was sparse, and I spent most of the day reading because I was running out of options. And that is okay. That sucks. And maybe it's gonna be a place where I can rent, and maybe it's a place where I can explain for people that don't understand what it is to actually live with chronic illnesses and having to deal with everything happening all at once, all the time. And like having bad lucks on top of it, and having to deal with everything alone, and doubting yourself and everything, and just trying to explain my life. I know I'm very self-centered, and I know I want to tell everybody about what I do and what I am, everything, and maybe it's not healthy, but I still want to do it. I still think it's gonna be fun. I'm a good writer, at least I think, and I think I turn it pretty funny in the Martian way, you know. So we'll see, but that's what I'm going to attempt at least to do this year, and I'm pretty excited, so I think it's gonna happen. It's not a lot of work, it's just at least a few words, maybe a few lines every day. I can do it, especially if it's like to rant or to say, hey, today sucked, or like to gloat about what I did and what I'm proud of. I also want, in the idea of a temperature blanket, I want to crochet a poncho blanket. I had one, it's inspired by one that we had in my old house with my family. So it's my parents who have it. I think it's my grandmother who brought it, who gave it to us from probably Peru. I don't know, but it's really nice. It got really hard and less soft with time, but it's still something that I really loved and I really miss, which is weird. It was like this huge rectangle with the slit in the middle. It was woven, but I do not have a loom that size, so I'm going to crochet it. And it's going to be heavily inspired by it, so it's going to be the same colors. It's going to be dark blue and white, which sucks because dark blue is not my favorite color at all, so having an old blanket that is blue when I don't like blue, it's weird. But I want it to be inspired and I want it to look like the poncho that I'm missing. So I don't know, to make motifs of llama and stuff like that the way it was on the poncho. And I don't remember exactly what it was, and it's been years and I'm not going back just to see what it looks like, but I'm going to try my best to recreate it, and I think it's gonna make me happy in the long run. So that's something I want to make in 2023. To be honest, 2023 I am definitely planning to do a lot of needlework, a lot of sewing, a lot of crocheting, a lot of knitting. That is going to be my main focus. I'm really ready to put everything else on hold, just sew everything that is on my backlog. I didn't sew anything in 2022. It's not good, because there is a lot of things that I want to do. There is a lot of fabric that is sitting in my stash and I want to use it. I want to do that. I have also a lot of yarn projects that I want to do, some crochet, some knitting, and I want to make all of them, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to make them this year. This year my main focus, my main objective will be to sew and crochet and stuff and create. The rest is, if I have the time / not the energy to sew, I can do that instead. There's still something that I really want to make, but my main focus is sewing. I also want to create a backlog and videos, so edit a lot of my videos, maybe create some new, some shorts and some longs, and create a lot of them, because right now my let's face it, my YouTube channel is not great. It's not going great. I love it, but it's not doing great. So to trick the algorithm into letting me have success and letting me reach people, I'm going to have a lot of videos to post, and then I'm going to post them regularly so the algorithm likes me and give them to people. But for that, I cannot just say I'm gonna edit a video a week and post it, because my brain will not let me do that. I'm not doing great with deadlines and stuff like that, so I know it's not going to happen if I have to do the work every week. But if I do the work all at once and then post every week, posting is not a lot of work, editing is a lot of work. So I will not procrastinate on posting. If I have like 40 videos on log that I can post every week all at once, it should work. I just need to start that. Speaking of that, I want to make little baking videos. I don't know if you saw probably the movie Waitress, but she's making a lot of pies, and I want to recreate them in a pure, pretty way, make them a video shorts, and post them. So that way I'm gonna have to have pies and videos. So that should be fun. So I'm just excited about them because I like making pies, and now that I have store-bought gluten-free pie dough available, it should be easier. Not easy, but easier. Also, I want to recreate little breads now that I have possibly a bread flour that kinda works. It's not perfect, but kinda works. So I'm gonna try and maybe make videos about it and explain what I did, It's gonna be a lot of trial and error, so it's gonna probably be a lot of shorts to say, hey, that did not work out. What do we do next? So yeah, I want to make the bed is a new project, new big project that I'm going to have to spend a lot of time on. In January I will go back to the orchard and see if they still have the camping car and if they'd like to let me have it. I don't know if they're going to make me pay for it or much, I don't know. And I don't even know if they still have it, so I'm going to do that in January. New year, new projects. The camping car, with a little bit of hope, is going to be one of them. And that way I can, plan ahead and work on it. And maybe in Easter I can actually go to the beach with my cats with it. So that's fun. I have the roses for this. My boudoir thing, I don't know what they called, vanity upstairs that need repainting, and my cabinet drawers from downstairs that needs repainting too. Most of the two, they need the paint stripped down and retainted, but that's the idea. And yeah, so that's already a big project. I'd like to do some wood bending because I wanted to do it some and I did not. This year, with little hope, is gonna be the year where I'm going to do the young adults videos. I don't have much hope, but you never know. And of course I'd like to do the ornaments, but I don't know about that. I'm gonna continue the archery and the mermaiding as much as I can. Maybe I'll have a stroke of genius and find a way to use my spinning wheels. You never know. Maybe I'm gonna try to find someone who actually spins and explain to me what is going wrong and what I can do to fix it, but researching that is not going to be easy. But you know what? I'm excited. I have a few art projects that I want to make. So yeah. Yeah. We'll see about that. a lot of the things that I didn't do this year was, sewing. So that's why it's a main focus this year. Frankly, even if I do nothing else, I will have sewed a lot, and yeah, that's the main idea. So yeah, next week, doing the pecan pie, going to get my sunglasses, going to show off my tattoo to the artist, and do a bit of administrative work because I still have problem with my electricity company, and maybe start on the bed and go get that camping car. So we'll see next week if I have a good start of my year and good start of my weekend, good start of my new life. You never know. And so I'll see you next Saturday to spoon my way into 2023.